Sports up, guys. It's Lauren back with Caitlin. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you? Are you ready to talk a little college football?
Oh, I'm ready to talk a little college football.
All right, let's start off with the something that broke on my Facebook this morning. The Millkin University football team decided to protest the national anthem by remaining inside the locker room.
This is the lone standard, the lone standard national anthemer.
Yes. His name is Connor Brewer.
What an American hero,
right? Is fiercely loyal to his college football team, but also is pretty fiercely loyal to the United States. And when his team decided to protest, he had to choose what he wanted to do, and he wanted to stand with his football team, or if he wanted to stand by himself. So he chose to stand alone.
Being
on
the
the
American
football.
patriot that he is, he stood for the national anthem. And Connor, for that,
we applaud
you. Get a
you.
round of applause.
We applaud you. One of the so I got this off of Fox News.
Heyo, at Caitlin Finnegan.
And so the university, he refused to take an interview and say anything about his team.
Which shows a lot about who he is, because I feel as though people would say, oh, like, he's doing it for just attention, blah, 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 like, whatever. And I get that. But this kid literally, this man, really, he's not a kid, he's in college, stood out on a field by himself, on the sidelines, by himself, with none of his teammates around him as the national anthem was on, and afterwards was like, no, out of respect for them, I am not going to give you an interview. I'm not going to give you that kind of satisfaction. And that just shows what kind of a person he is.
Right.
That he will not speak on behalf of anybody on anything, because it's not his place. He knows it.
It is. It's not. And
out of respect for his team, and he's a team player right there, he is just, to me, is my American hero of the week.
Exactly. And I feel, and this is all started after the whole Colin Kaepernick situation about 2 months ago.
I feel like we are always talking about him.
I feel like that's maybe
didn't he just play his first game?
Yeah. Last week. And so, like, the university president, said that
oh yeah, didn't the president back up the football team?
He said we all need to listen to voices and opinions different from our own, and listen with our hearts and minds awake to difference. Their president White wrote, when the issues involve race and justice and differing connections of what patriotism means, all us can stand more education. Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, right. So
I just think it's this whole thing needs to just stop, because
it's happening.
It's really taking away from the game.
It really is, because I'm sorry, it's really taking away from what sports is about, number one.
Yeah.
And number two, it's just not what you should be doing before a football game, or before any game.
Right.
To be
and we've said it before, and I will say it again, that I respect anybody who wants to stand up and say something, because yes, there are definitely injustice done in this country every single day, and I am not standing for any injustice. I'm standing for justice. I'm standing for everything right in this country. But there is a certain way of going about things.
Exactly. And
having your whole entire football team not show up for the national anthem on a field is just ridiculous.
Exactly. I'm surprised.
I would much rather you go on that field and take a knee.
Exactly. I'd much rather somebody do that
than stay in the locker room.
Than to stay in a locker room. I'm sorry. That's a coward's way out, I feel, to sit in the locker room.
It is. 100%.
To sit in the locker room.
It's a private college, too, in Illinois, by the way.
It's private.
No wonder why, really.
No.
Makes sense.
Exactly. I mean, if it was Catholic, it would be a completely different story.
Oh, no. You think Iona would stand for that? Absolutely
not.
See, here's another thing, is that I'm seeing this all over the colleges, and it hit me the other day, is that I wonder if there are any athletes here at Iona that aren't considering that, but are like, well, if they went to another school, or if maybe their school was bigger where they could make a statement. I mean, you really don't have to go to a bigger school to make a statement, because this social media nowadays, I would get around.
This school only has 2,000 kids in it.
Yeah, see what I mean? Exactly. And I feel like I really would like, I would really like to know if there are any athletes here at Iona College that are, if their seasons don't start until spring yet, or like.
Basketball's right around the corner.
Yeah, what I'm saying is that, like, are there any people on any of the sports here at Iona College that have contemplated or that are looking or waiting for their season to start, and softball starts and baseball starts in the spring, lacrosse starts in the spring? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Are there any players that are like, you know what, like,
I want to do that.
Take a stand. You know what I mean?
Exactly. I wonder that the same thing.
Because at the same time, it's like, I get it, and you want
to stand up for what you believe.
Up for what you believe in, but is this the right way of doing it?
And also, you're going to drag a college's name through the mud as well when you do this.
Exactly. And then you're going to put them in an awkward position now that president has to come out and say something, and he's not taking a side, but making it known that, you know, we have to, this is their decision, this is their decision.
Exactly.
Which I get it. I understand that, but I also think with me, it's like, to me, you signed a contract to play for that team, to play for that school, and you need to abide by those rules. And I think people should be a little bit more stricter on them. That's all.
I think so as well. I think if you've signed a contract and you've signed what you believed in when you signed that contract, you have to stand for it. I'm sorry.
Exactly.
But you signed a contract.
Like Chick-fil-A, like every time you go there, they have to ask you, how's your day? Or like, you know what I mean? Certain places you go, like it's in the rules. Like you just have to do certain things and you can't do certain things. And I think the leniency on this whole national anthem thing, and I don't know, maybe it'll change next season or maybe it won't. You know what I mean? Maybe they'll just continue to keep, if they want to protest, they want to protest, which is fine.
Right.
But I think that they should really start making some guidelines towards it. You know what I mean?
I know.
I think staying in the locker room is definitely something that is very seen as, a lot of people are seeing that as disrespectful. It is disrespectful.
It is disrespectful.
You're not even showing acknowledgement.
And you're not just disrespecting the flag. You're disrespecting the fans that have shown up to see you play.
And you're also kind of disrespecting the school you play for and that name on your jersey. And in the back too. I mean, it's
and the name that you wear every day.
Right. And I think these issues should be kept away from football.
And they should be kept away.
Guys. Like, this is a sport. It's something where people come to get away from that.
Exactly.
Like, I go to watch baseball to get away from the news. I go to watch sports to get away from the news because I want to pay attention to that, because that is somewhere where
I can forget about
color
things.
and people of all different cultures and religions can get together and play
exactly.
together on a field.
And maybe
talk about equality, dude. Come on.
Exactly. I mean, I know you and I are both fired up over this issue, and we were a couple weeks ago when we talked about Colin Kaepernick. But when we come back, we want to talk a little bit of Wisconsin football, since they've creeped up into the top 10 polls and are one of the top 10 teams in the country right now, which most people didn't expect for them. So, so when we come back, we'll talk a little bit more about college football, and we'll be back in about 2 minutes.